Thank you for listening to the Weeknight Mysteries podcast. My name is Yuras, and I am here with my co-host, Rain. How are you?
Pretty okay as always. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Today we're going to be talking about a person who has been missing for, I think, a couple of weeks now. A Brazilian woman who has vanished under very interesting and strange circumstances in eastern UK, in the east of UK.
Mm-hmm.
We are talking about Vitória Barreto.
And this is not a cold case, right? It's happening right now.
This is a case that is unfolding as we talk, and even before recording today, I had to go and take a look at the latest developments regarding Vitoria's disappearance. And I can confirm that she is still missing as of recording. Today is Saturday, March 21st. So by the time this goes out in a couple of days, things may have changed. But we're basically talking about Vitoria's case with the information that is available at this point. What can you tell us about the case in general? What jumped out to you? I know you've been keeping your tabs on it as well. And then we are going to go step by step and try to analyze more information.
It's very bizarre, and I don't know. There's not much information about it. I mean, there are, but as I would say, it doesn't seem like there's someone involved, at least as far as we know. And it felt like it was all on her own, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's a good point. To me also, it feels like Vitoria disappeared on her own accord, meaning that it doesn't look like she
Was abducted.
Yeah.
Right?
So far, it doesn't seem like foul play is involved in Vitoria's case, but obviously this could still change. Let's talk a little bit about Vitoria. She's a Brazilian psychologist, and she had been visiting her friend in the UK. She was living with this friend, I believe, at the beginning of this month, on March 1st, and she went missing, I think, only a couple of days into her stay with this friend. Vitoria Barreto, she is a 30-year-old Brazilian psychologist. She is from Fortaleza, and Fortaleza is a pretty big city in Brazil. I think it's top 5 biggest cities in Brazil. It looks like a very pretty city, to be honest. Kind of reminded me of from the images, looks like Miami or something. Very nice place. Vitoria disappeared in early March. So essentially what Vitoria was even doing in UK, well, she left Brazil to participate in the International Congress of Social Psychiatry in Morocco at first.
Sounds so fancy, to be honest.
Yeah, she went to Morocco, to Marrakesh, and she had been participating in this International Congress for Social Psychiatry. So, she's
pretty cool.
Yeah, she's a very well established, let's put it this way. Between the 15th and 17th of January. So she's spending time in Morocco. After that event, Vitoria and her uncle, who is another psychiatrist, Adalberto Barreto, they taught 2 face-to-face courses in the city of Casablanca, which is also in Morocco. After that, Vitoria left Morocco and she traveled to the United Kingdom. She arrived there on February 2nd. She stayed there for about a month, so for the entirety of February, at a friend's house. This friend that she has been staying with up until March 1st is unknown publicly. So we don't really know what Vitoria's life was like leading up to her disappearance. And we don't know where exactly she was staying for the entire February.
There's not much information about her, right?
It feels like the timeline generally starts in March.
Mm-hmm.
In March, she went to a different friend's house. I think maybe this was a planned trip. So she arrived on March 1st to the house of her friend, Leanne Silva. Leanne Silva is another Brazilian psychologist and professor at the University of Essex. She lives in a city called Southend-on-Sea. It's 65 kilometers away from London, and University of Essex is in a different city. It's in Colchester. So just want to kind of immediately paint a picture that Vitoria was staying at Leanne's since March 1st. But Leanne was actually living in Southend-on-Sea, which is a different city from the university that she was teaching at. So basically, Leanne and Vitoria, they would have to take the car and they would have to drive to Colchester, where Leanne was working as a professor, and Vitoria would spend her days in the library, basically studying. So on Monday, the 2nd of March, everything seemed sort of normal from what I can tell. Leanne and Vitoria, they went to the university campus in the city of Colchester. They drove about an hour one way with a car. So Leanne was teaching at the university, and during this time, on the 2nd of March, Vitoria was in the library. She was studying and working on the computer during the morning hours. During lunch, they met up together and they ate. As far as I know, it was just uneventful lunch, nothing to really dissect here. And after Leanne was finished with studies or with teaching obligations, they went back to Southend-on-Sea, driving that 1 hour back to basically stay the night. So Vitoria was living with Leanne's family, and that's all the information we really have. Her friend Leanne is actually a PhD student and a lecturer at the University of Essex. She is specializing in clinical psychology.
Okay, really quickly now. Just for our audience members who are unfamiliar with the geography of the UK, where is Essex and where are these places at?
So
South?
this is generally the eastern part of the UK. I'm also not very familiar.
But close to the water, right?
It's kind of close to the water, both of these locations, but none of them are really that close. Like you have to, like none of these locations are a walk away from the beach, let's put it this way. And they're generally, this is kind of getting close to London in general, but just on the northern eastern part of that London area.
It's not completely rural.
No, definitely. I mean, none of UK is that rural. You know, there's small towns everywhere, basically.
Yeah.
So Vitoria was helping Leanne with Leanne's written project about the Brazilian healthcare system and about the community mental health support in the UK. In particular, Vitoria was helping Leanne with translation for Leanne's written paper. Leanne also said that Vitoria was dreaming about becoming a student one day in the University of Essex. So she did indicate that Vitoria had plans, like future plans.
Yeah.
So
hopes and dreams.
hopes and dreams. But then on the 3rd of March, which was Tuesday, something weird happened. We immediately have weird things happening in the morning on the 3rd. Because Leanne says that on the 3rd of March, the morning, Vitoria was not herself anymore. And the quote is, Vitoria was really quiet, which is not typical at all. She is usually really talkative and happy and funny. She was clearly not well, and I could not identify why. So this is the morning of the day when she disappeared. Seems like something switched.
Yeah, I wonder if some problem came up, like, I don't know, financial problems, family problems, health problems. I'm just wondering, because it feels like the switch was too abrupt.
So you think there's a chance that,
Maybe she received some bad news.
yeah, like she got some bad news, right?
Or maybe she tried applying for the university, she didn't get in, or something like that.
Well, this was March. Would you be applying to a university in March?
No.
And besides, Vitoria doesn't really sound like a person who wouldn't get accepted into a university.
That's true. I'm just saying also maybe family problems, financial problems.
Yeah. I think it could be maybe something. There is a chance that it could be something like that. It's just that it never came up during my research that she got some bad news.
Yeah, that's true.
And her family already kind of came out. They even flew from Brazil, and they never indicated anything.
Any bad situation.
Yeah, they even said they have no idea why Vitoria vanished. So
Does she have any history of mental,
also, this is
like,
not
breakdowns?
this is not certain,
Right.
because we don't really know. It has never been described as like that. But it is interesting because Vitoria's mother came out and she said that Vitoria is not herself. And I don't know what she meant by that. Did she mean that Vitoria has been not herself already for a long time, or is it just now? You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Maybe she had a history of meltdowns, breakdowns, or something.
Yeah.
Because it's just very weird that all of a sudden she's not herself.
Right?
There must be a reason.
So there was a trigger earlier this month, March 3rd. March 2nd. March 3rd, which was a Tuesday. You know, the routine was supposed to be the same as the Monday.
And how long was she staying in the UK for, supposedly?
I'm not really sure, but I think there was a mention somewhere that she had another conference or something like that already booked. So she had things to do.
yeah.
So I don't think she was staying indefinitely. She had plans. So now let's talk a little bit about the timeline of the day of her disappearance. So this is Tuesday, March 3rd is when she officially disappears. Around 7 a.m., Vitoria and Leanne, they went to the University of Essex, pretty regular. The only thing is that Leanne mentioned that Vitoria is now not herself for some weird reason. And mind you, Vitoria is only living with Leanne at this point for 2 days. We don't know what exactly her mindset or mood was during the February when she was living with some other friend that we have not heard from because that person is not publicly identified as far as I'm aware. So between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. on that day, Vitoria and Leanne had lunch together at a place near the university. I think I read somewhere that Leanne said Vitoria was not herself also during the lunch, like she was awfully quiet or something like that. Around 1 p.m., Leanne, I think, had to go back to her teaching duties. Vitoria then, for unknown reasons, as far as I'm aware, these are unknown reasons, goes to Boundary Road Street in Colchester. It's very close to the university campus. It's basically right outside of the university campus. So after having lunch, she just walks out and she boards the 87 bus. And the 87 bus takes Vitoria to a town called Brightlingsea. So we have a picture of Vitoria. You could even take a quick peek. We have a picture of Vitoria going on the bus. And to be honest, even let's do it even like this. Let's not even take a look at the picture. I even have the full bus footage of Vitoria entering the bus at around 1 p.m., taking the bus from Colchester to Brightlingsea. The footage is in our file. I called it the bus CCTV. Do you see it? There's this bus CCTV footage.
Yeah, I can see it.
So, can you describe to our listeners what you're seeing here? Like, I want your, because like, I might have already opinions about this. I want your presumably first time viewing reaction to the footage.
It looks absolutely normal for me so far. I'm seeing her, she's wearing a black jacket or coat. She has a massive tote bag. And she was wearing her wired earphones, her earbuds. And so far, I do not see anything out of the ordinary.
Exactly. This is exactly my thought as well. Like, from the footage, I don't think she's being weird.
No,
in the
not
bus.
at all.
I don't think she's being weird in the bus from what I can see. But then again, she does look a little bit...
Lost.
For me, the outfit is a little bit like reclusive. Because I don't think you maybe need to have sunglasses on. She has sunglasses on.
Oh, but it's normal. I could see people.
Maybe she's used to it from Brazil.
Yeah. Just a little bit of sun, you wear sunglasses. Maybe she's one of those.
Yeah, I guess just like, to me, when you look at Vitoria, it could be completely unrelated, but when you look at Vitoria on the bus, like, it would look like the same outfit that like a person who's about to rob a bank would have.
It does look like it,
You know
but
what I mean?
maybe it's just a personal preference.
It could be absolutely a personal preference.
I
just
wonder
saying
what's in
that.
the tote bag though, because it seemed like the tote bag was full.
So the tote bag was recovered. We're going to be getting into it, but from what I'm aware, the contents of the tote bag have not been described. What they did say is that they did found her laptop also in Brightlingsea. So when we see her going into this bus on the footage, she's actually taking the laptop with her.
Is it the other bag that she had?
Oh, is there another bag?
Yeah, from the looks of it, she had the tote bag, the white one, and she was also carrying
Oh, wait.
another one.
Let me
Black
zoom in on this. I missed this. Oh, interesting. Interesting. That is another black, sort of like smaller grocery size bag.
I'm assuming that this is where she put her laptop, maybe? Because
Ah,
I can't
this-
imagine myself putting my laptop in my tote bag.
Yeah, it's not really.
It's not super safe.
Could be. Okay, that's a good catch. Basically, also seems like Vitoria is not, well, she's holding the mystery.
But I don't see her holding it in the bus.
Oh, wait. Let me check again. So is this a bag that she acquired in Brightlingsea?
I'm trying to check the footage of the... Oh, no. She was holding on to it. I feel like it's the
Do you see the black
laptop.
bag
Yeah.
in the bus video?
Yeah, on her way out.
Wait, I'm also watching the video right now.
She was holding on to...
Yeah, I'm watching the same video right now. 1 second. Yes, it looks to me that she... Oh, she absolutely has it in her... Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
absolutely has. So she did... So this black bag, yeah, it's absolutely...
I'm assuming that's the laptop bag.
Yeah, it could be a laptop bag as well. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. That's an interesting catch. So let's just agree that nothing too suspicious.
Nothing suspicious at all.
Other
so
than
far.
that, she looks like the outfit is like the same thing I would wear if I have a stolen debit card and I'm gonna go to the ATM and steal money. Like, you know
To
what
be
I mean?
honest, for me, it seems like a regular outfit.
But I'm in no way saying that this is outside of potentially her personal preference.
Yes, I do not think she's intending to go to a convention or like a huge gathering with that outfit. It seemed like a regular, everyday, you go to a grocery store type of outfit really
Yeah,
quickly.
because even look, at the beginning of the file, you don't have to pull it out. I'll just show you. See?
She was wearing sunglasses.
She was wearing sunglasses and the hoodie already since arriving to the UK, from what I can see. So it could be just a personal preference, and potentially it was really windy there. Because this is a
And you also have to remember that she's from Brazil.
yeah,
Very warm.
It's a different climate here for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on here. So Brightlingsea is a coastal town. It's right on the coast, and it has a pretty small population. It's not a big town. Colchester was way bigger. You know, it has the big university, and it's a real proper town, city. Brightlingsea is a smaller town. I don't want to tell you how many people live there because I already, I think, forgot, but it has to be something small. Like maybe 1,000 or 10,000, but like not like 100K.
Mm-hmm.
It does have an interesting shipyard, a dockyard,
Mm-hmm.
a marina, and this is interestingly where Vitoria seemingly vanishes from in the midnight of this day. Let's kind of backtrack slightly here, and we're gonna get into that in a little bit. So at 1:44 p.m., this is when Vitoria had already left the bus and is in Brightlingsea for like roughly maybe 15 minutes. It was the last time that Vitoria's family and friends reported having contact with her. So this means that 15 minutes after she exits the bus, she contacts her family. I don't know in which way. Maybe like sending them a text message, or maybe sending some pictures. It was never specified, but this is the last communication that she had shortly after she goes to this coastal town, Brightlingsea. At around 2:30 p.m., security camera footage shows Vitoria in the Hurst Green area of Brightlingsea. It's basically a residential neighborhood, and Vitoria is standing on the street corner. It's the same video that we have already seen where she's hanging on to the tote bag and to the other bag.
Mm-hmm.
Police force said that she's wearing a blue turtleneck jumper, light blue jeans, black trainers, and was carrying a white tote bag, which had "People over Profit" written on it. So it's like some sort of a deeper message. But it could be just a regular tote bag.
Yeah, it could be like a free tote bag from somewhere.
Yeah, it could be, for sure. At around 4:45 p.m., so now we're moving a couple
4:45, but still the sun's up there.
Yeah, but this is about Leanne. Leanne leaves her university at 4:45. She expects to meet with Vitoria, maybe in the library or somewhere else. And Vitoria is nowhere to be seen. So this is immediately weird because Vitoria made active plans to meet with Leanne after she's done teaching. Regular stuff, right? So it almost feels like Vitoria, after having lunch, she was supposed to go back into the library to do more studying. But she takes a trip to Brightlingsea. It could also be a situation where Vitoria maybe just wanted to explore a nearby place
Or wants to take a break a little bit.
in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it kind of would make sense that she would go to maybe Brightlingsea for a bit, because it is close enough. It's only a 30-minute bus drive. and you could explore the coastal town for a bit.
Yeah, I could see myself doing that.
Yeah, and then coming back right on time when her friends' teaching obligations are over.
But she didn't tell anyone about this trip, right?
Yes, exactly. She didn't tell, and we even have the exact quote, maybe not quote, but we know what Leanne said about it. So Leanne said she had no idea why Vitoria went to Brightlingsea. And she also added that maybe she was trying to go in a different direction but got confused and accidentally went to Brightlingsea. Maybe she wanted to go potentially to London or something. If she wanted to go to London, then that would be pretty weird to me because
Wouldn't that be a bigger trip?
that's a way bigger trip. So the possibilities are such. It was maybe she simply went in a different location from where she wanted to go. That's how she ended up in Brightlingsea. Or there is a possibility that maybe she wanted to go to Brightlingsea. And I think Brightlingsea is a pretty cool town, in my opinion. So I think there's a chance that she actually wanted to just go check out the Brightlingsea town. It's a coastal town. You know, coastal towns are kind of cool.
Very pretty, yeah, I agree.
So there is a reason to go there. Obviously, I think the family probably has a better take on all of this because they might have way more information. We're just basing this from what we.
From the very little information that we have online.
Yeah, essentially.
But to be honest, I don't find it weird that she didn't tell anyone about this trip. And I really don't think so because I could see myself doing the same thing. I don't need to update my friends about my whole day, especially if they're preoccupied with their jobs. I could quickly make a trip, come back.
Exactly. I agree with that. That seems completely rational. Now let's move into a sighting. There was one sighting of Vitoria made in Brightlingsea. It was made by a local resident, Justin Francis, who was walking his dog and he was with his partner. They were in the Belfield Avenue area in Brightlingsea and they saw a woman who introduced herself as Vitoria. Justin said that the woman approached them and asked if she could enter their house without explaining why. Only later, Justin realized that he could have helped a person who was being sought in the region. When he found out that this is a missing person, he said, "We feel a little bit guilty in a way as the last people to see and speak with her. If we had known at the time she was missing, we would have brought her back to our house and got her a cup of tea." So, to me, it immediately was...
Was someone following her?
It's weird that she asked Francis and his partner if she could enter their house without explaining why. Why would she ask to go inside of their home?
My first thought was she was being followed. She was being stalked and she was scared. That's my first thought. And she wanted to create...
She was being followed by someone in Brightlingsea?
I don't know. That's my first impression of it. Like, she's trying to go to the house to avoid the stalker. Because what other reason? She wants a cup of tea?
Maybe it's possible that she is not 100%
herself
okay mentally.
Could be as well.
And she is maybe afraid of something that's not real.
That's not there.
Yeah.
Could be.
Or do you think there's a chance that Vitoria was actually being physically stalked by,
I think there's a possibility.
or she ran into something in Brightlingsea, and she maybe like saw some real bad people or something like that, or so people who will cause her harm.
I mean, the thing is, right now we can only speculate, but from the sounds of it, maybe she was being stalked, or maybe she was being stalked by something that's not real.
Yeah.
And the possibilities are equally great.
So Justin France's statement to the media is not really a lengthy statement. We don't really know what their thoughts on.
But I can see the reason why they denied it. Because if, like, we're out there, maybe just tending our garden, and then some random stranger was like, "Can I go to your house?" We also would be like, who are you? No?
Yeah, that's a good point. But it was not strange enough for them to contact authorities.
Yes, it seems like a random interaction.
Yeah. Okay, so shortly after midnight of that same day, because after the sighting, it's a complete mystery what Vitoria was doing in this quite small coastal town. So I think the missing time period is basically 9 hours. So we don't know what Vitoria was doing for 9 hours on the 3rd of March in Brightlingsea. But shortly after midnight, and this is a very small town, so it's not like she had that much to do for 9 hours. Shortly after midnight, security camera footage shows Vitoria jumping over a fence towards a shipyard near a marina in Brightlingsea. And I have the Google Maps image of the fence. Maybe you could also like take a look at it, because I think it's interesting in one way. Like if you could kind of like scroll down, there's gonna be this map with like the fence marked. You see it?
It's quite high.
Oh yeah. So first, give us what do you see? What's the fence like?
The fence is quite high. I would say maybe, I don't know, like human? It's not really like a short fence now, is it? It's in the middle of nowhere, basically, and it feels like there's nothing interesting to do on the other side.
So let's just put it this way. This is the type of fence that you could climb over if you really wanted to climb
yeah, but it
over.
feels like it's taller than you.
Yeah, it's gonna be definitely a hassle, but I think you could do it.
Definitely, but like, it's the type of fence where you're like, why would you do it?
For me, what was more interesting was the location of the fence. So if you could take a look at the map again, the image right below the fence image that you just
Oh,
looked.
maybe there's a possibility she wanted to go to the beach.
I'm not sure, because looks like Brightlingsea has a beach that's available,
In public.
yeah, without going over the fence.
But what if she was already lost and tired?
Yeah, and this brings us to my point, is that look at the location of the fence when it comes down to the marina.
It's quite far.
It's like on the outskirts of, it's like literally on the outskirts of the town's, like, let's say, urban area.
Like, it really would make you question what's a person doing here.
Yeah, because it's like right on the corner next to like these fields,
Yeah.
and it was midnight, so we don't know what Vitoria was doing during a 9-hour period between.
And no one saw her at all for nine hours.
Well, yeah, they're trying to get more witness accounts, but no one really came out other than Francis. So she is basically somehow appearing at this location, at this fence, I think it's this fence. I could be wrong, but I think it's this fence. This location at midnight. So she's kind of coming out the fields almost like. And it's interesting. Why is she coming through the middle of some fields?
And how did she end up there? There's no way that the bus dropped her off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So at 16 minutes past midnight, security camera footage shows Vitoria alone near the Brightlingsea marina. According to the police, this is the last confirmed record of her. From this point on, her steps are part of a hypothesis and indications theory, not yet confirmed in the investigation. So basically, there's no other, like, this is the last time we know her to be somewhere for a fact. Because we have even an image of her in the shipyard as she crossed the fence. So we know it's her because it's still her. She's still wearing the black hoodie.
But no more tote bag.
No more tote bag, no more smaller black bag either. So she left those items somewhere. So now she's crossing into the shipyard completely without any items. And then more bizarre things happen in the shipyard. In the shipyard, there were images that were only privately shown by the police to Vitoria's family. Those images show a person who I think police believes are Vitoria taking a small boat, untying it, and paddling alone in the boat for around 100 meters. Then this person approaches another sort of like a docking strip, and then they get off on this second docking strip and they tie the boat that they just took to it. So we believe that Vitoria took a boat, untied it, swam for 100 meters in it to another dockable location, and then tied it up. And then police think, and they are still analyzing, that she was moving closer to the bigger boats. And I have this information. Police think it's her, but they were still analyzing that she would be taking one of the boats that were there and passed it to the other bank, to the other side. There's an image of a woman rowing alone, and they saw that this boat was tied on the other side of the bank. So whoever crossed with this boat, and we assume it was Vitoria, they crossed and then they tied the boat up to the next kind of like a docking location.
But she's aware then. She's aware of how boats work.
So yes, it seems that she at least knows how to row a boat.
No, I meant like tie it up.
Tying it up. I think, to be honest, I think anyone, in my opinion, could do it poorly with those simple boats.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that she tied it up in an amateurish manner then?
So it's never described.
It was never described, right?
Yeah, it's never described. So basically, only the family had seen this.
And did the family confirm that it was her?
I think maybe the footage is kind of like in the distance.
Oh, okay.
So it might be hard to identify. At 36 minutes past midnight, so this is like 20 minutes into her being in the shipyard in general, a boat that was on the pontoon in Brightlingsea was unmoored. This is a bigger boat, as I understand, and was taken from the site. The boat's radio was not on, and the owner only noticed its absence during the morning. So someone took the bigger boat and didn't turn on the radio. One of the lines of investigation considers that it was Vitoria who took the boat in the middle of midnight And to be honest, I don't know who else would be there at that hour on a Tuesday. And then at around 8 a.m. in the morning, so it looks like she took another boat. At 8 a.m. in the morning, there was the last location of Vitoria's cell phone, which indicated a position in the North Sea. Her friend who lives in Brazil, Fernanda Silvestre, received this location shared by Vitoria's device. I'm not sure really how she received it, but somehow her friend in Brazil received Vitoria's location back in Brazil. I don't know. So the location where Vitoria was like off the coast of Brightlingsea into the water, according to where we even have the image here, but you don't necessarily need to look at it. But I'm not really sure how this one specific friend back in Brazil got her location notification. Not really sure how that worked. And I have this information. Still, the mystery is how the cell phone ended up there. If it is in the sea alone or if it would be with her. So her laptop was recovered, but her phone was not. What do you think about her phone ending up in the middle of the sea? Do you think, not the middle of the sea, but like off the coast, do you think Vitoria was there?
I feel like it was her.
And she was there.
She was there, yeah.
And it was quite away from so she was there.
I wonder if it was intentionally shared or the friend just got a notification. I don't know how the notification works.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because sometimes I share my location with you, but I intentionally share them. You don't receive like random ones, right?
No, I never received random.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe it's an iPhone thing that we don't know of.
Maybe it's an iPhone thing. Mm-hmm. I don't have an iPhone, so I don't know.
Same.
Yeah, it could be an iPhone thing. Around 12 p.m., the boat that had been taken from Brightlingsea was found. So the boat was found.
The bigger one.
Yeah. It was on a sandbar near Bradwell Beach. Police did not find a life jacket that belonged to the vessel. A life jacket, I assume, was there before someone, potentially Vitoria, took the boat in the middle of the night. So does this mean she took the life jacket and she jumped out of the boat in the middle of the sea? The boat then drifted to another island, which was found the next day. But Vitoria, for some time period, was in the water with a life jacket on. And if that's the case, then would she die there in the water, or would she swim up to the shore and start wandering on a different UK island?
It seems like the water isn't warm enough, to be honest.
It's March. It's
yeah,
cold.
It's cold. And from the looks of it, she was wearing a thicker coat.
Yes, the water was cold. So if she was really in this water...
Hypothermia? Eventually?
Right.
But it feels like maybe if she was completely herself,
Yeah.
feels like she was looking for something in the water. I don't know what that is. She's a smart person. Maybe she discovered something. She wanted to check it out. However, it seems like the manner in which she was trying to discover it, it's really odd. It's
So I have
GTA style, I guess.
I have another image for you that I want to show you. It's maybe gonna be a little bit more maybe eye-opening potentially. You see this image? Maybe you could find it or something. It's a Google map image that I took, and I marked 3 locations. You see Brightlingsea, the town, you see last location, and you see Bradwell Beach. Last location is where her phone indicated that she was. You know, somehow her friend in Brazil got that notification. Bradwell Beach is where the boat that was taken from Brightlingsea maybe drifted ashore, or it was actually taken by Vitoria. So now my question is, do you think that Vitoria went to the last location marker and jumped out with a life jacket, and the boat naturally, due to the current, washed up in Bradwell Beach, and Vitoria is actually not at all that close to Bradwell, but she was somewhere in the middle of the water? Or do you think that the phone pinged, but then Vitoria actively navigated the thing back to Bradwell Beach? Because Bradwell Beach is a literally like a beach location, so it's kind of like a interesting place for a boat to randomly drift ashore. I think there's a chance that maybe Vitoria navigated it herself to the beach, but then again, it's
How
dark.
big is this boat? Is it easy for someone who has no experience to navigate it?
So we did not find the boat. We don't have the boat information.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, from the sound of it, it was a bigger boat than the initial one. But how big are we talking about? Is it like a rowing boat as well?
Well, it had a radio. So it had a radio. So what do you think? What do you think happened here? Like looking at
I
the
don't
map.
know. It could be anything, to be honest. It could be like she jumped and eventually, unfortunately, died of hypothermia, or she jumped out from the boat in Bradwell Beach. I don't know. What do you think about it? It's very odd.
So there were more unconfirmed sightings of Vitoria in Bradwell,
Okay.
potentially. So she may have made her way to Bradwell. It's just that I don't think I found anything in the media that said that she actually was, it's confirmed that she was in Bradwell. So the boat's engine had its wires exposed, with indications that someone, potentially Vitoria, tried to make contact, direct connection between the wires to force the engine to work. So this already is so weird. It's kind of going into this interesting direction where, did Vitoria know how to manually hijack a electric boat, and or like a, you know what I mean, and then do
She's
the
very
wires?
smart. Seems
Yeah.
like she was very smart. But I'm not sure if...
Who even knows how to do that?
Right? It's so niche.
It's very niche. At 11:45 p.m., I think this is the next day. Or the same day. The next day, well, basically the day after she went missing. Her boyfriend, Jan Nilsson, arrived in London, as his arrival was already expected previously. So he already, I think, was supposed to arrive and meet up with Vitoria. So this is an interesting timeline point. Her boyfriend, Jan Nilsson, as far as I understand, was set to arrive to UK on the same day that, on the next day after Vitoria's disappearance. Do you think that there's a connection with the boyfriend's arrival and Vitoria's disappearance?
I don't know, the manner in which he disappeared, it's so odd. It doesn't make sense at all.
Yeah, it's weird. Her boyfriend said to the media, "I am very worried about her. This is very cold weather, and she did not bring a lot of coats. She is a survival person, and I believe she is okay in this moment." Vitoria's mother, Glaze Barreto, also decided to go to London. Vitoria's absence at the airport reinforced the concern of family and friends. She was hoping that Vitoria would show up to meet her mother. Speaking in Portuguese, Glaze Barreto described her daughter as usually a happy person who was a fantastic carer with a fantastic career. Wherever she is deeply loved by everybody. In the days following the disappearance, search teams focused heavily on the harbor and coastline around Brightlingsea, where Vitoria was last seen. Police conducted searches along the River Blackwater, the Dengie Peninsula, and Mercia Island. They were using like marine units, drones. They were kind of conducting searches all across the coastal lines there in that part of the UK. March 9th, which would be 6 or maybe 5 days, 5 days after Vitoria went missing. 5 days after Vitoria went missing, around 2 p.m., a resident found a bag that corresponded to the description of the one used by Vitoria. Basically, they found her bag. Mm-hmm. They found her bag in Copperas Road, in Brightlingsea. This road is close to the marina, where the security footage captured Vitoria heading towards the shipyard, but without the boat, without the bags or the tote bags. So it seems like Vitoria had her bags kind of close, left them close to the fence where she climbed over to get to the boat. Makes sense why her stuff wasn't found for 4 days.
Yeah.
Because she left her stuff in a secluded spot, from what I'm gathering.
I wonder if it was tucked in, or was it just like left there?
Exactly.
Because if it was tucked in, then it's like a whole different story. Like she intentionally was trying to do something and be somewhere, but if it was just left hastily over there.
And get this. On March 14th, 5 days after the tote bag was found, Vitoria's laptop was found in Brightlingsea during sweeps of countryside areas.
Fields, then.
Yeah, something like that. So she left her stuff in a lesser findable, visible areas.
Yeah, but the tote bag was in a different place than the laptop.
Yes,
right?
it was a different. Well, it took them 5 days to find both items.
It's a very interesting. It makes me think about it now that it wasn't intentional. That maybe she really wasn't herself and she dropped it. She was out for 9 hours. Tired, hungry.
And by the sound of it, in some sort of fields.
Yeah.
In some sort of fields
but
during
like walking
the night.
around there?
Yeah. Because if you're constantly wandering, you probably get super exhausted. How long can you keep going?
And she was by the shipyard at midnight. Midnight.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
She turned up there at midnight. On the 16th of March, which was this Monday that just passed, the police gained access to her computer. According to family members, the expectation is that new clues will be found on the device. I don't think anything new came up since Monday, after they were able to maybe like crack the password.
Oh, what was the content of the tote bag? The full tote bag?
Not explained.
Interesting.
Also on this Monday, the search continued with teams concentrated in the regions of Brightlingsea, Bradwell-on-Sea, including the investigation of still unconfirmed leads of people who claimed to have seen Vitoria in these areas. So basically, they're still looking into the possibility that Vitoria was in Bradwell-on-Sea, which is a town across the water from Brightlingsea.
Yeah, I'm just wondering though, if for example she actually jumped out of the water, and realistically maybe if she didn't drift quickly enough to survive, if she died there due to hypothermia or something, wouldn't the current drive the body somewhere?
With the
floaters,
yeah, with the life jacket. That's a good question. I wonder if anyone who's listening to us could explain better, because to me it seems like it would.
It would, right?
But I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
I'm not expert.
Me too.
Essex police said they had received reports from residents on the Bradwell area about possible sightings of Vitoria, a woman unknown to the local community who had circulated in the area after the psychologist's disappearance. Officers were deployed there and the Dengue area to investigate this information. While waiting for confirmation of evidence collected, the family is also demanding a DNA analysis on wet wipes recently found by an active search group believing that the objects may have been discarded by Vitoria. I'm not really sure where exactly these wet wipes were found. I'm just guessing in Bradwell location. This is an investigation that continues to evolve every day, and I am fully aware that those close to Vitoria naturally still have many questions, and I assure you that every person involved in this work is doing everything they can to provide these answers, said Superintendent Anna Granger, who is leading the search. Law enforcement also urged people to check their doorbell and dash cam footage. There was also a online portal created for residents to share information on the case. Throughout the tool, this portal, population can inform if they know the current location of Vitoria or if they saw the Brazilian woman at some point after her disappearance. With posters, Brazilian flags in the windows, and door-to-door searches, Vitoria's family and friends mobilize in the expectation that she is somewhere in the UK looking for help. The Find Vitoria campaign seeks to mobilize Brazilians who are in the UK to spread the image of the woman from Brazil who went missing on March 3rd to a large number of people who can help recognize her. The movement also asks for the help of profiles on social networks so that these messages are multiplied. And lastly, this comes from literally like maybe 1 hour ago. I had to check the updates because this is a very fresh situation that we're talking about today. The family's new focus is to put pressure for Victoria's credit card information to be passed on to the British police. The breach of bank secrecy has already been approved by the Court of Brazil, but the two banks used by the Brazilian have not yet passed on the data requested by the authorities. So she has two Brazil banks, bank accounts. They have yet to provide her transaction history to police in UK, but I assume they will anytime now. The objective is to understand if the psychologist made any purchase or financial transactions that help the police to advance the investigation. Also, according to the family, the work of translating and contextualizing Vitoria's travel diary has been completed and nothing significant has been found. So in her travel diary, from what I understand, she didn't add anything specific or alarming. And this is the latest update on Vitoria Barreto. And she is still missing as of right now. So what do you think? Where is Vitoria potentially? Do you have anything that you're kind of like thinking
It's
right
really
now?
tough because it feels like everything was normal until it wasn't.
Yeah, that's
Like-
how I even got hold of this case in the first place. Because at first, it's so weird when you read the case for the first time. Vitoria, this established psychology person, kind of like, travels to Europe, does conferences, goes to a friend in the UK, helps with like a research project, looks like normal. And then all of a sudden she's at midnight
At the shipyard.
climbing the fence in a shipyard. It's like, what? And it's so weird.
Yeah, it's really crazy. In 9 hours, just where? By the fields?
Yeah, by the fields, potentially. So, what is for me interesting at the moment, that someone in Bradfield on Sea claimed that they had seen a woman wandering around who is not part of the community. And then on Bradville Beach, the boat that we suspect that Vitoria took from Brightlingsea washed up. The life jacket was missing. And her phone indicated that she was somewhere in the sea. I think maybe we are potentially focusing too heavy on the location where her phone pinged. Because, in the sea, maybe there's a chance that it can't get the correct specific location, maybe just general. So maybe she wasn't somewhere jumping out in the middle of the sea. Maybe she was really on that ship, somehow steered it. And what is the whole thing with like trying to connect the wires?
I mean, she's smart, but I don't know. It sounds very specific.
Unless she had some sort of unknown or like unpublicized like history with dealing with like sailing and ship. And it could be, to be honest, because maybe if she was not herself and she was scared or something, she was trying to find a safe place. She knew that the boatyard is safe. She's been there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to know more about her life in Brazil, to be honest.
Fortaleza, that town, that city, the big city, mega city.
It's a mega city?
Mega city, millions, 2-3 million.
Jeez.
Big city. It's on the coast. Well, all the big cities are on the coast in Brazil, so it would make sense that...
If she knew how to sail.
It would make sense that, like you would know from that country how to do that. So, I don't really know. So,
it's really tough because wasn't her plan initially was to meet up with her friend Leon?
So, that same day she was supposed to go back home. And her boyfriend was supposed to arrive the next day, as I understand.
Yeah.
And then she also had, as I understand, some sort of conferences booked in the future.
So with those plans in mind, it felt like just a regular smart individual. What happened on the day she disappeared felt so odd. Like, so odd.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't her.
I'm still thinking a little bit about... I can't help shake the thought that is it a possibility that somehow her boyfriend's arrival is connected? So I've seen her boyfriend. He looks like a really good person. Like from the images, from everything, he just looks like a really normal person.
But isn't there another easy way to get out of it? If you don't want to meet your boyfriend, I don't know. Isn't there supposed to be an easier way to avoid it? Not like walk around by the fields for 9 hours, jump in the middle of an empty shipyard in the midnight and just row your boat?
Not really. And she could have canceled the plan anytime earlier when she was in Morocco.
That she was supposed to meet. It felt like whatever happened that day, it's completely unpredicted. Like it wasn't even part of her plan.
I'm also thinking, what was her life in February? Because she spent the whole February in the UK. And I guess everything was okay.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like,
and she goes
did she have a history of melting down, breaking down?
I'm not sure.
We don't have any information about it, right?
They never mentioned it, this one, So for me, what was interesting is that she spent the whole February in the UK and seemingly everything was okay, but then she goes to stay with Leanne, and then immediately on the second day things are bad. Right on the same time when her boyfriend was about to show up.
And also, if she was planning to disappear, she felt like a tote bag containing unidentified... Maybe it was her clothes?
I don't know.
We can only speculate today.
But do you think that she went on the bus and she knew where she was going?
Yes.
You think she knew she's going to Brightlingsea?
I just couldn't explain the
'Cause then
reason
once-
why she disappeared for 9 hours.
Because then once she got off the bus,
Yeah.
she already was lost. She was asking random people to go into their home.
Yeah.
So she was already lost.
What was that about, though?
And she was already being kind of strange with Leanne in the morning and during lunch. So to me, rationally thinking, I think the thing that comes up to my mind the most here is that maybe she is having some sort of unstable mental situation. And I don't think that there was a real threat somewhere there.
Yeah.
And I think she was just stumbling around. And to be honest, I have no idea where she could be now. Given all of this information, is there a chance that she's still alive and she's just, as we speak, wandering in the UK? Like she's just wandering through cities, through fields in the UK?
It's cold.
It's cold.
And she's all alone, like without.
And it's a pretty big case already. I think
Yeah.
people in that part of UK, they wouldn't see her.
Yeah, and it's easy to spot her at this point.
Yes.
With her pictures all around.
Yeah. Yes.
This one's really tough. Thank
Really
you for
tough.
letting us know about this case, but this one is like, it has more questions than answers.
So we're gonna keep a tab on this one. You know, like sometimes we do a case, we talk about some case or like a situation, and then it's kind of recent, and we kind of have to keep tabs. So this is the one we have to keep tabs on.
Definitely. I'm also wondering, is there a possibility that she was hiding from something? 9 hours in fields. But then again, what's with the boats?
Hiding from not a real person, right? Like something in
Could
her head.
be, yeah.
I think it's a possibility she's hiding from like something not real.
Mm-hmm.
What's in her brain. But I think it's enough speculations
Speculation,
for
yeah.
one day. Vitoria Barreto's case. Hopefully,
We hope she's alive and well.
definitely.
Definitely.
Thank
But we'll
you.
keep you posted.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to the podcast, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you.
you. Let
Bye.
us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think, guys, and we'll talk to you. Bye.
Bye.